Today, I'm going to share the real challenges of building your own business and how to tackle them that you will stay motivated, whatever roadblock will come up. Approximately 90% of startups fail, and 20% of them fail within the first year. As a first-time entrepreneur, you have a chance to success of only 18%. That means that only every fifth new entrepreneur becomes successful. I made a radical step 4 years ago by quitting a 15 plus years career as a product director in the semiconductor industry and jumped into the cold water of being a full-time entrepreneur. My name is Ingo. I'm the founder and your host at The Small Reset. And now I will share with you my experiences, how you can find out if being an entrepreneur would be something for you, why so many fail, how you can succeed, how you can make a difference, and to do it differently, and what you should do if you struggle. So let's dive into it. If you scroll around social media like Twitter, YouTube, or other, you get the impression that everyone is an entrepreneur. So many people presenting themselves as coaches, copywriters, marketing experts, or they're trying to sell you the holy grail of how to make a fortune by following their recipe. So most of these impressions are just snapshots of a long journey of ups and downs. The ones that stay in the game for the long run, they went usually through countless failures, years of hard work, and they have an unwavering belief in themselves. So if we think about our life as an internet entrepreneur, we have these images in our head of cool guys sitting at the pool or at the beach, having the laptop on their legs, working 2 to 3 hours a day, and the rest is creative recovery. So while I agree that being an entrepreneur and running your own company gives freedom, it is also important to understand that it requires a lot of discipline, work, and a certain mindset. Let's first quickly talk about the myths that often cloud our vision of entrepreneurship. Many people believe that starting a business is a fast track to instant success and financial freedom. But the reality is, it's a marathon and not a sprint. We have all heard the stories of companies that seem to explode onto the scene overnight. But what you don't see are the years, or sometimes even decades, of hard work, failure, and perseverance that led to that moment. There's a saying, and I like that. It says the average overnight success took 10 years. And that's probably not far from the truth. So if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, here are a few facts to keep in mind. If you want to be successful, you need to put in the time and work. You won't have more free time. Especially in the first years, you will even work more and harder. But that shouldn't turn you off, because the advantage is, if you work on something you truly love and believe in, it doesn't have to feel like work. At least not always. So what about financial freedom? That is certainly a valid goal. And if you stay consistent, you have good chances to reach that. But it's important to understand that in most cases, this will take time. So make sure you have enough financial buffer until your business really takes off. So what about the unique idea? Many people think to start a successful business, you need to have this unique idea. Well, the truth is that there are only very few groundbreaking ideas. And there are also cases where the pioneer of an idea doesn't succeed and gets copied and overtaken by others. Of course, it feels great if you invent the car or the iPod or the next big hype. The honor will be yours for sure. But on the other hand, it is also very risky to try to come up with something completely new, because there's no market yet. So to be successful with such an approach, you really need a strong vision, a long breath, and a lucky hand. Usually it's much easier to go into markets that are already validated. They usually have sufficient data on market size, and you can easily understand from competitors what works and what doesn't. So my recommendation is pick a large and growing market that resonates with your interest and create an already validated offer there. You can specialize your offer by a unique combination of features, by a unique niche, and by personal branding. There are so many parameters out there that it's quite easy to get a unique offer for a specific target group while benefiting from a validated and growing market. Another problem that might arise while founding is that your friends and family might not support you. So let me tell you my story. I was working in a corporate job for about 20 years. I had responsibility, a good salary, and I was respected. I also had the security that I'll get my paycheck every month, which is actually a quite calming situation. However, I wasn't really happy, and for many years I thought about how I can build something for my own. Then, in 2021, I made the decision to quit my job and start my own business. Actually, it was more than that. My wife and I quit our jobs, we sold our house, our car, and all our belongings, and we decided to go for an adventure with the family and look for a new home. So what do you think did our parents and friends say? You think they thought that's a good idea? Not at all. They couldn't understand it. From the outside, it looked like we had everything. So why to take so much risk and give up everything? If you're in a job today and you have friends and family that are also employed or are living in a safe and protected environment, the same will happen to you. These people can't support you if you decide to build your own business. And not because they don't want or because they don't want you to be successful. No, it's because they can't understand that. If you're an employee, you are that because you believe in the advantages of being an employee. You value the comfort of a monthly paycheck over the insecurity of an own business. My family and friends thought, and eventually they still think, that we are crazy, that we made that move. And if this happens to you, you have to be strong. It doesn't mean that it will not work. It just means that other people can't see how it can work. Or they don't see the value in doing that. And this is why it's very important that you become confident in yourself, that you have trust in yourself. Don't listen to the skeptics. They will always be there. And they will always find reasons why it can't work. But if you are an entrepreneur, you're not looking for reasons why it doesn't work. You will look for ways how to make it work. And you know, if one way doesn't lead to success, you can adjust and choose another path. And this is the mindset you need. So I made this decision for myself 4 years ago. It wasn't easy, but since I made it, I never looked back. And it took time. It took 2 years until my business was moving, but now it is thriving. And I'm super happy because I can work on the things I believe in and I can help people the way I want. Of course, not all days are good. And sometimes I make mistakes and sometimes I'm not lucky. But I know I can learn also from that and I can correct it and become better each time. So how do I deal with all the doubters among my family and friends? Well, I just don't take their advice. Of course, we can't choose our family, and however they are, we want to keep a good relationship with them. But you don't have to talk with them about business if they don't understand you. It won't help. You speak different languages. They don't understand you, and you can't understand them. Well, regarding your friends, I would make sure that you don't surround yourself with people that are not supporting your success or that have a scarcity mindset. Anyway, while you grow to something bigger, you will lose more and more the connection with them because the understanding and commonality is missing. So on your way forward, surround yourself with people that speak the same language, that support you, and that can be an inspiration for you. Now, let's dive into the secret to success in entrepreneurship and what you need to be aware of if you decide to start your own business and take your life in your own hands. And there are 8 points that are critical for your success, so let's unpack each of them. Number 1, start with a vision. Every great journey starts with a single step. This is known to be true. And it is important to make these small steps, especially in the beginning. But before you even start, you should spend some time to clarify your vision. Because your vision ultimately ensures that your steps are leading you in the right direction. A solid vision is critical for your success. It is your lighthouse that's guiding you and helping you to navigate through the stormy waters of your entrepreneurial journey. So make sure your vision is solid, that it's aligned with your beliefs and values, and that it also doesn't fall apart with each new upcoming trend or new idea. Now, what are the characteristics of a good vision? It should reflect your deepest desire, your purpose, and what you believe in. You can actually reverse engineer your vision. If you think, at the end of your life, what do you want to be proud of? What do you want to have achieved? What is your heritage to the world? Focus also on the outcome for your clients. Good visions are about how to make the world a better place and not how to make you money. Money is only a tool that can help you. It should never be part of your higher goals because it can't serve you to support your motivation. Make sure your goals are something higher than money. This will lead you further and the money will come automatically while you're striving. Keep it simple. Good visions are clear and simple. The simpler you keep it, the more you will be flexible in tools, methods, and goals you use to approach your vision. Embody it and stick with it. Take your time first to develop it and make sure you feel good with it. It is something you won't change for the next 5 or 10 years, so make sure you can identify yourself with it. Now let's have a look on some successful visions. Starting with Patagonia. Their vision is, we are in the business to save our home planet. A big dream, clear and precise. And you see, their vision is not talking about outdoor clothes or whatever products they may have. The vision is above the product and the way how to achieve it. But it is a strong why and therefore powerful driving factor. SpaceX, to enable humans to become a multiplanetary species. Now, Elon's vision for SpaceX isn't just about space travel or about having the next holiday on Mars. It's about ensuring human survival and the expansion beyond Earth. If you're driven by such a great vision, you'll find ways and methods to move fast. You have to think differently. And even if he doesn't achieve this vision during his lifetime, he still makes a huge impact on mankind. Nike, to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Nike defines an athlete broadly, which has allowed them to expand their market and to inspire people globally through sport and fitness. Now, these were some examples of great visions. Just remember what good visions have in common. They're simple, easy to understand. They're not linked to a product or method, which is the how. The vision is only the why. Your engine that makes you moving. And last but not least, they're big. And I encourage you also. Dare to have big visions. Even if you don't achieve them to 100%, it will be a more powerful motivator than a small vision. Number 2, resilience. How to get through the valley of despair. Success in entrepreneurship isn't just about having a great idea or being a brilliant strategist. There's something at least as important as the ones mentioned before. It's resilience. On our journey of growth, there will be setbacks. There will be changes and failures along our way. So the key to success is to not give up or change everything in such phases, but to stay consistent, to make reasonable adaptations, and to continue to follow your vision. Let's have a look on this illustration to understand the phases that we walk through on our journey. We start usually in phase 1. We did our market research. We think we have a great idea and that this idea will make us a lot of money. This is called the phase of uninformed optimism. Then after a while, we notice that we have to work a lot, but we don't see results. No one is buying our product or service. Our marketing efforts on social media don't get the right direction. In this phase, we have more information, but suddenly the idea doesn't look so bright anymore. And from there, we enter the valley of despair. And this is where the successful entrepreneurs separate from the others. In this phase, we question our product, our service, our strategy, eventually even our vision. And we make changes and start over again, which actually puts us back into phase 1 and the cycle repeats. So while we are in the valley of despair, we must stay strong. Stick with your product, stick with your strategy. Eventually adjust your content and the things that didn't work so far. Ideally, you collected already some metrics, and by that time you have some statistics on which parts in your process work and which doesn't. If you don't give up and get through this phase, the first wins will come. They will help you to build more optimism. And together with the knowledge you acquired and the experiences you made during your failures, this will ultimately lead to success. Keep in mind, this is a simplified illustration. Usually these phases repeat and/or overlap, and you will go through multiple valleys of despair during your journey. Each of them is an opportunity to learn. Mindset. Successful entrepreneurs also cultivate a mindset that is supporting them. Don't worry if you don't have such a mindset yet, but you should definitely work on improving. The most common term here is probably the growth mindset. I also like to call it an abundance mindset. And this is not just about being positive. It's about believing that you can achieve anything and that you can develop your personal abilities through dedication and hard work. And this is based on the principles of abundance. There are no limits in the universe. They're just limited thoughts. Your thoughts. So if you believe that there's unlimited energy and prosperity in the universe and that there's enough for everyone, it's impossible to believe that you can't succeed in something. Carol Dweck, an American psychologist, researched the mindset and shows that individuals with a growth mindset are more likely to embrace challenges, are more resilient, and ultimately achieve more. Another aspect of your mindset is that you should be highly customer-centric. This comes back to your purpose and your vision. If you're just driven by the money or your personal success, that is usually not a strong motivator, and it will be hard to maintain your efforts. But if you believe that your work makes a difference for others, or even for the whole world, that's when you unleash superhuman power and energy. Your mindset should also be highly flexible. Our world today, and especially the business world, is fast-paced and full of changes. What works today might not work tomorrow. Therefore, it is essential to stay adaptable. So stay resilient, but don't be stubborn. If external conditions change, you need to change also. I mentioned in the beginning, don't worry if you don't see yourself having such a mindset. Mindset is not something we're born with. It's something we cultivate and build during our lives. And it's also possible to change. Not all at once, but step by step. That's why we call it a growth mindset. You embrace the unknown, you make new experiences, and you learn from your failures and adapt to new challenges. The more often you do that, the more you will grow. Progress over results. Don't make the mistake to search your success only in the outcome of the journey or in achieving your goals. That would mean that if you fail, it's all been wasted. And that is what many people are afraid of. They are so much focused on the outcome that they are afraid to even start. Because the outcome is so far out and so unclear how to reach it that failure seems much more likely than success. Instead of focusing on the outcome, celebrate progress. That allows you to value what you do, whether you achieve your goal or not. Let's pick an example. If your goal is to cure cancer and you focus on the goal, you might get disappointed. If you focus on the progress towards your goal, your search can still be deeply meaningful, useful, and satisfying. And that is what counts. And that will make your decisions less scary and you're more likely to grow. Now you will say, great, I can do all of these points, but I just don't have a good business idea which I can start. That's okay. You don't need one. You heard it right. And I mentioned that already briefly in the beginning. Actually, if this is your first business, stick with something proven. You just need to copy and adjust something. That is completely valid. I mean, you don't do a copy exactly. You can pick a great product idea and adjust it to your desired target market and add yourself as the unique ingredient. You just need to improve or modify some parts that you find they need improvement. It was Carl Benz, for example, who invented the car. However, Henry Ford took this invention and made it available for the masses by improving the production process and produced the car in mass manufacturing. By this, he made it much cheaper and therefore more available and affordable for the common people. The advantage of such an approach is you don't need to convince the people that they need a certain product. You just need to convince them why your product is better for their specific needs. So spend your effort not on coming up with something unique, but on how you can differentiate yourself from others. Don't put yourself in a desperate situation. If you start a new business, one of the most important lessons is don't put yourself in a desperate situation. Don't put yourself under pressure to succeed. Give yourself enough time. Don't quit your job with the goal that in 6 months you will live from your business. That will usually not work. Instead, plan your transition into entrepreneurship carefully. Build the financial buffer before you jump into the adventure. This can be either by building enough savings or just start it out as a side hustle until it's up and running. And this is important for 2 reasons. Number 1 is, when you're under pressure to succeed, you might not make the right decisions, because you will rate the short-term revenue over your long-term strategy. And this is usually always bad in the long term. The other thing is, if you're desperate to make a sale, your customers can usually feel that, and they will step away from you. And that will even increase the pressure and the chance of failure. So make sure that you do your business because you love to do it, not because you have to do it. This is a key to success, and it also makes your life so much more enjoyable. Networking. Don't do it alone. There's the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And since this is a life journey, I assume we all want to go far. So surround yourself with like-minded people, mentors, and friends that can help you. And the best way to build your network is by providing value to others. In this way, you can build meaningful connections. You don't need a huge network. It's also not the number of followers on your social media account. You need a few strong relationships. The last important point I want to briefly mention on is continuous learning. Never stop learning. Once we stop learning, we start dying. Again, you don't have to know everything before you start your business. But it is important to stay open-minded and always feed yourself with fresh ideas. Without learning, you can't be successful. You'll have to learn about your product, your market, sales and marketing, human psychology, accounting. The great thing is that you can learn what you need in the moment the most, because all knowledge is easily available and can be acquired. In this way, you don't learn things only theoretically. No, you can directly implement it, which means you will learn it better and you will also enjoy the learning more, because you have a strong reason, a strong why you learn something. Great. So these are the 8 critical success factors for your adventure into entrepreneurship. I hope by now you gain confidence in your abilities to start your own business and create your own heritage. Consider it as your baby. You need to invest in it and spend time on it, especially in the first years. But you will have something that you will be proud of, and it gives you a strong purpose to live. Remember, embracing entrepreneurship isn't just about chasing money or success. It's about embodying a vision, resilience, and a mindset geared towards growth and learning. Every challenge is a step on the path to understanding your true potential. Whether you're at the beginning of your journey or navigating through the valley of despair, keep pushing forward. Success doesn't come from avoiding failure, but from learning how to fail forward. So if you're considering this path, equip yourself with knowledge, surround yourself with supportive networks, and most importantly, believe in your capacity to create change. Now, if you have any questions or comments, write us below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video valuable, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's free up as many people as possible, because this is a great time to start your business and become free. See you next time.